What if I told you that the people around you right now could be silently poisoning your mind, draining your energy, and sabotaging your destiny? And worse, you might not even realize it. Carl Jung, the legendary psychologist who mapped the human soul, warned that certain people act like psychic vampires, feeding on your light, distorting your reality, and trapping you in their darkness. The scary part, you've probably met them, maybe even trusted them. The renowned Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst Carl Jung, a pioneer in understanding the depths of the human psyche, spent his life mapping the landscapes of our inner worlds. He explored our dreams, our archetypes, and the very forces that shape our personalities. And within his profound insights, Jung identified certain personality types, individuals whose very nature can pose a significant threat to our psychological and even emotional health. These aren't simply people with quirks or minor flaws. These are individuals whose patterns of behavior can be deeply damaging. In our fast-paced, interconnected world, where interactions are constant and boundaries can blur, Jung's wisdom is more relevant than ever. Recognizing these dangerous archetypes isn't about judgment or labeling. It's about self-preservation, about safeguarding our energy, our peace of mind, and our very sense of self. It's about learning to identify the subtle red flags before they escalate into significant harm. So, are you ready to peer into the shadows and understand the 7 dangerous people Carl Jung cautioned us to avoid? Let's begin this journey of self-awareness. The first shadow, the possessive mother-father figure. Our exploration begins with a figure deeply rooted in our earliest experiences, the possessive mother or father archetype. Now, this isn't about a parent's natural love and care. This is about a suffocating, all-consuming need to control and enmesh themselves in their child's life, even long into adulthood. Jung saw this as a manifestation of an unresolved personal complex within the parent, projecting their own unmet needs and anxieties onto their offspring. Imagine a vine so tightly wound around a young sapling that it stunts its growth, preventing it from reaching its full potential. This is the essence of the possessive parent. They may disguise their control as love, offering unsolicited advice, interfering in relationships, and creating a web of guilt and obligation. The danger here lies in the erosion of the individual's autonomy, the stifling of their independent spirit, and the potential for lifelong feelings of inadequacy and resentment. Recognizing this pattern, whether in a parent or any figure of authority, is the first step towards establishing healthy boundaries. The second shadow, the eternal, child pure eternus and puella eterna. Next, we encounter the archetype of the eternal child, or in Jungian terms, the pure eternus for a male and puella eterna for a female. These individuals resist the responsibilities and commitments of adult life. They often possess a captivating charm and a wealth of potential, yet they flit from one interest to another, rarely grounding themselves in anything substantial. While their youthful energy can be initially appealing, the danger lies in their inherent instability and their tendency to avoid genuine intimacy and accountability. They may rely on others to take care of them emotionally and practically, leaving a trail of broken promises and unfulfilled expectations. Engaging in deep relationships with the eternal child can lead to frustration, emotional exhaustion, and a feeling of being perpetually let down. Jung highlighted the importance of individuation, the process of becoming a whole and integrated adult, and the pure puella eterna actively resists this crucial developmental step. The third shadow, the grandiose narcissist. Now let's turn our attention to a figure that has gained significant attention in modern psychology, the grandiose Narcissist. Jung, in his own way, recognized the destructive potential of an inflated ego detached from reality. These individuals possess an exaggerated sense of self-importance, a relentless need for admiration, and a profound lack of empathy for others. Their interactions are often characterized by manipulation, exploitation, and a constant need to be the center of attention. They may belittle others to elevate themselves, disregard boundaries, and become enraged when their sense of entitlement is challenged. Being in close proximity to a grandiose narcissist can be emotionally draining, damaging to one's self-esteem, and even psychologically abusive. Jung understood that this inflated ego is often a compensation for deep-seated insecurity, but the outward manifestation is undeniably harmful. The fourth shadow, the shadow projector. One of Jung's most profound insights lies in the concept of the shadow, the unconscious aspects of our personality that we often repress or deny. The shadow projector is someone who externalizes their own unacceptable qualities and projects them onto others. They see in you the very flaws they refuse to acknowledge in themselves. This can manifest as constant criticism, unwarranted accusations, and a tendency to find fault in everyone around them. Dealing with a shadow projector can be incredibly confusing and damaging to your self-perception. You may find yourself constantly defending yourself against projections that have nothing to do with who you truly are. Jung emphasized the importance of integrating our own shadow aspects to achieve wholeness. The projector, however, remains trapped in a cycle of blame and externalization, making healthy interaction virtually impossible. The fifth shadow, the rigid moralist fanatic. Our journey into Jung's cautionary figures now leads us to the rigid moralist or fanatic. These individuals cling fiercely to a narrow set of beliefs and judge others with unwavering severity. They lack the capacity for nuance, empathy, or understanding of differing perspectives. Their world is often black and white, with little room for the complexities of human experience. Whether their fanaticism is rooted in religion, politics, or any other ideology, the danger lies in their intolerance and their potential for inflicting emotional and even social harm. They may attempt to impose their rigid views on others, condemn those who deviate, and create an atmosphere of fear and judgment. Jung recognized the importance of a well-developed ethical framework, but the rigid moralist operates from a place of fear and insecurity, often projecting their own repressed desires and doubts onto those they deem sinful or wrong. The sixth shadow, the passive-aggressive saboteur. The sixth dangerous individual identified through Jung's lens is the passive-aggressive saboteur. Unlike the overt aggression of the narcissist or the rigid pronouncements of the fanatic, the saboteur operates in the shadows, undermining others through indirect and often insidious means. This can manifest as procrastination, forgetfulness, veiled insults disguised as jokes, and a general tendency to create obstacles and sow discord. Their resentment and anger are expressed indirectly, making it difficult to confront them directly. Dealing with a passive-aggressive individual can leave you feeling confused, frustrated, and constantly second-guessing yourself. Jung understood that passive aggression often stems from a fear of direct confrontation and an inability to express anger in a healthy way. However, the impact on those around them can be deeply damaging to trust and collaboration. The seventh shadow, the emotionally vampiric victim. Finally, we arrive at the emotionally vampiric victim. These individuals have a seemingly endless capacity for drama and negativity. They constantly seek sympathy and attention. by recounting their misfortunes, often exaggerating or even fabricating their woes. While genuine empathy is crucial in human connection, the emotional vampire drains the energy of those around them without offering anything in return. Their victimhood becomes a way of manipulating others into providing constant support and reassurance. Attempts to offer solutions or perspectives are often met with resistance or further tales of woe. Engaging with an emotional vampire can lead to burnout, feelings of helplessness, and a sense of being constantly depleted. Jung recognized the archetype of the wounded healer, but the emotional vampire often remains stuck in their victim narrative, unwilling to take responsibility for their own healing and instead relying on others to carry their emotional burden. So there you have it, 7 dangerous personality types, illuminated by the profound insights of Carl Jung: the possessive controller, the eternally immature, the grandiose narcissist, the shadow projector, the rigid fanatic, the passive-aggressive saboteur, and the emotionally vampiric victim. Recognizing these patterns isn't about becoming cynical or distrustful of everyone you meet. It's about developing a keen awareness of the dynamics at play in your relationships. Take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Have you encountered any of these patterns in your life? What resonated most deeply with you? Sharing your thoughts and insights in the comments below can not only help you process your own understanding, but also create a valuable space for connection and learning within our community. Your experiences matter,